Attila's signature is not just underwhelming, but in same time it's a bit outdated. And I think this is absolutely normal. I mean, with the power creep of the Age of Empire mobile, but in the same time, Timour outscale him in both burst and sustain fight. So in this video I'm going to talk about Attila and Timour, and basically mostly it's going to be for the Attila. He's one of my favorite heroes, I'm not gonna lie, and I strongly suggest he's a good investment in the season 1. Obviously this is a season 1 hero from the legendary advent, and yeah, even though that back in the days I didn't invest that much because I was focused over the archers and the swordsmen. Mostly was because of swordsmen, you know, because I like warriors. Okay, I like warriors, so I go with Miyamoto. But at the end of the day, the game just think little more different in this direction. So yeah, today we're going to talk a little about Attila and Timour. Attila only shines when inspired with Wubu. This is one of the strong statements I hear a lot in the Age of Empire mobile community. Otherwise, he struggle. I still think the Attila is very good for the Mulan, but here is the thing with the Mulan. Now, Mulan can replace Attila easily. Now, what is actually Attila is giving in general? And we're going to check it out, the signature skill. Obviously this hero is not going to be for some kind of commander role or something like this, and there is a pretty decent percent chance for all of your heroes to enter in the double attack state and increase your commander might by 50 might bonus for 3 seconds. Now obviously I'm more for not actually increasing the might but increasing the damage. I think the damage have one idea better outcome from this just 50 might, but it's for 3 seconds. It's not that actually that much. Now why, if he is not paired with Wubu, can be easily replaced in the Mulan Legion? And the main reason behind is just by the rings. Obviously we're having rings in in Age of Empire mobile that is having a spell, and Radiant Guardian is something that is a great competition for the signature skill of the Attila. Just the Attila is having this state where it's going to boost your double attack by some percentage, but at the same time the Radiant Guardian is having the same. Increase the hero secondary strike skill activation chance by some percentage every 6 seconds and has a 40% chance to get a double attack for 3 seconds. This is basically like the Attila spell, and the only thing that Attila is giving in advance is actually giving this 50 might, but in the same time the Radiant Guardian is giving increase the hero secondary skill activational chance by some percentage. Obviously when you level up this skill is going to be even more if you go in full details and you see the maxed rank. Look at this thing, look at this bad boy. And this is increase the hero secondary skill strike activational chance by 5% every 6 seconds, and it has a 100% chance to get double attack for 3 seconds. So if you compare this ring with the Attila, things become very difficult for the Attila. And imagine you have like 3 heroes, and imagine one of the heroes get replaced totally by a ring. I mean, this is the signature skill, which is absolutely crazy in my opinion. But yeah, this is one of the things that actually Attila is falling behind if you want to combine him with Mulan. But at the end of the day, he's doing pretty decent job in season 1, season 2, season 3. So for 3 seasons he's doing absolutely crazy job. And also in the season 4 build it with Wubu, he's still going to be decent one, but slowly the power creep in Age of Empire mobile. I think this is absolutely normal for every game you're playing. You're getting new heroes, the new heroes is just going to be one idea better from the previous one. The main reason behind is, you know, to get this hero, or to have the desire to get this hero, you basically have to have to have something in return. And I think this is one of the, I mean, this is the biggest reason people to go and actually purchase or buy or invest in the new hero, and not actually using one heroes over and over again. Absolutely normal thing in this type of games. But still, this is, I think, just by pair it with Wubu, you're going to get the value from Attila by a lot. But this don't mean that the skills slowly get outdated for Attila. And I'm a little sad to say it, because you know I'm strong believer that this hero is very good in the first seasons, where you know season 1, season 2 and all these things, where he is shining. He is basically shining. Now let's talk about the Timour, which is having the attack and buff. Now, here is the thing with Timour. Now, base it, compare it to maybe Attila. Attila is support and double attack. Here we're having a buff. Now, this double attack, we saw that can easily be replaced by a ring. So, what Timour is actually shining in the community of Age of Empire Mobile. So, people are throwing away Attila and they're focusing over Timour. Just before I actually jump over Timour, I want to talk about the star rating of the heroes. Obviously, this is also affecting the whole performance of the hero. It's basically make one hero from crappy to diamond, and this is the stars. It's basically the first one is when it's activated, increase the commander might by 50 might bonus for 3 seconds. Okay, more might, very nice. Increase the trigger chance of a Helenian double attack by 5%. We saw that this ring is having 100%. And finally, when Akhlatu is activated, your commander deals 25% more might damage for 3 seconds. Now this is something new, and I think this is something game changing. But it's a 5-star. You know, to make a white hero 5-star, you need 590 medals. That's a huge amount of medals, you know. You have to save, you have to grind over and over and over again, and you cannot actually do it in the season 1, I think, to actually collect like 590 medals for the Attila. Even if you get the legendary advent work, let's say some crazy work, okay, with the crazy work, but still it's going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard to have Attila 5-star. And I think this is what make me a little sad, just because, you know, to make one hero 5-star is a huge investment, grinding and time. Every day you can do explorational mission, you can get 1 medal from there, and then what? Then what? In the competition, you have a chance to get the medals, but how you can compete if you're free to play? Now, if you're a WoW spender or free to play, you can save, grind, save, and make a strike. And get some good points in the event. But you know, this is something that it costs so much time. So yeah, this is what I'm going to say about Attila from the stars. Now let's jump over Timour. It's basically one of the heroes that I get lately. His attack and buff. First of all, I'm not going to go over the commander skill because I don't plan to use him as a commander, but look at the spell of this bad boy, which is having the same beard like me, by the way. Anyway, for the first 9 seconds after entering in the battle, increase the hero damage deal by some percentage, reduce your troop damage taken with some percentage. Heroes damage deal boosting. We're not talking about a 50 might that Attila is going to give to the commander. Here we're talking about this bad boy is boosting everybody, and it's boosting the damage, it's not boosting the might. The might is a complement for the spell, but the damage is also boosting the attack of the troops. Every normal attack you're seeing, this white number that pop every 1 second or something like this when you're in fight, this is absolutely variable. And also having some defense, this is a balanced hero. You get the attack, you get the defense also. Like this, you can, you know, strike, and in the same time you can have some defense. And if you have this balance, one hero, maybe 2, you can have some crazy raw damage dealer, you know, just because he's going to perform very nicely with this type of boost. Every 9 seconds thereafter, increase the hero damage deal by some percentage. Heroes damage deal with some percentage. When serving as commander, reduce when serving as a commander. Now reduce your troops damage taken by some percentage when serving as second. This is a, by the way, as a commander, he's going to give more damage to the heroes after this 9 seconds, obviously. And reduce your troop damage taken by some percentage when serving as a second in the command. This effect decays by 1/3 every 3 seconds and lasts for 9 seconds. So you see, the flat stats of Timour is absolutely crazy, you know. It's absolutely crazy, especially the first signature skill triggering is very, very nice. The base stats, the first 9 seconds, the Timour is going to just give you the best results. I mean, it's going to be absolutely crazy, giving some attack, giving some defense, and after this 9 seconds, strongly depends, is it commander, is it not, is it deputy? It's going to give you either attack or it's going to give you defense reduction, but in same time, still I think is outperforming by a lot what Attila is doing on the battlefield. And basically Attila spells is little sad because I really like Attila. You know, I'm huge advocate for Attila. On my channel I make so many videos where I'm like, the Attila is the best thing because it can be paired with marksmen and it can be paired with Wubu, basically Mulan and Wubu. One of the heroes that is in every conversation for Age of Empire mobile. Right now Cirrus is little more, but this topic for other video. Free to play misinvestment. Attila needs more stars to even compete, and I totally agree with that. I mean, this is what I speak with some people. Attila needs more stars to even compete. Timour works earlier, so you basically, this bad boy is going to work earlier. Now let's check here out the boost that he's going to receive from the spells. Let's say on 1 star, what is going to happen with Timour on the 1 star. For the first 9 seconds after entering in the battle, increase the damage boost provided by Annihilation Blade by an additional 10%. Yo bro, this is huge amount. Yo guys, this is huge amount. 10% increase the damage reduction boost provided by Annihilation by additional 10%. Increase the damage reduction by an additional 5%. Yo, this is crazy. This is the first 9 seconds. So you see the flat stats even grow bigger. They're becoming bigger. The first 9 seconds, this bad boy is going to make the enemy cry. Okay, let's go on the 3rd star. I think the you know, the minimum investment is like 3 stars. If you want to use this hero in the future and you plan to put him somewhere, at least 3 stars should have. After 9 seconds in the battle, when serving as a commander, increase the Glacial Blade damage boost effect by additional 9%. Most likely he's going to be a deputy, just to mention that. When serving as a second in command, increase Annihilation Blade damage reduction effect by extra 6%. So you see more and more damage reduction, more and more damage at the beginning. Crazy. Now, if he's like rank 5 or 5 star, things are going out of the scales. After 9 seconds in the battle, now here's the tricky part. This is after 9 seconds in the battle, so it's not going to apply for the first 9 seconds, something that we saw in the rank 1 and rank 3. The buff provided by Annihilation Blade will decay by 1/4 every 3 seconds. So yeah, I'm not quite sure about the 5-time awakened, and this will decay for 1/4 every 3 seconds. But still, I think it's nice. I think the first 2 spells is very nice in my opinion, because you know, the after battle is either increasing the attack or is either increasing the damage reduction, which is, you know, even if you increase the seconds, there is still the first 9 seconds is going to be the hammer that is going to crush your enemy with Timour. And by comparing the 2 spells, you know, I strongly believe Timour is way better from Attila. Again, I'm a little sad about this, but it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. This is how the game and the power creep is working here. So don't forget to like if you ever maxed Attila and immediately regrets that. Now, I'm strongly supporter to not actually regret that, but if you have maxed Attila, just hit one like on the video. Also subscribe if you're new to this channel. I don't have anything else to say over this Timour Attila stuff. Just let me know in the comments below what you think over this picture, your personal opinion, which one you prefer to use, which one you focus, how far is builded your heroes, and etc. So far, I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.